Welcome back. If it is joining us, this is Good Morning Kenya. I'm Jane Wamboy. Glad you are with us. You are right in time to continue with this segment all about women at the forefront doing awesome things. And as I'd mentioned before the break, we have a young lady with us. So this is not about women who have, all about rather, women who have made it out there. This is about our young girls. And we have in studio this morning, Renice Awuor. She's a software developer and also the founder of Code with Kids Africa. And before the break, she was just telling us where her love for coding and the software came from. And this was back in high school, where a teacher randomly just mentioned Java, and my director is there thinking to know nini Java. Si Java ni unajua, a mosquito. No, these are JavaScripts, and that's as much as I'm going to get into that. So let's just get back into this conversation. So you finished high school, joined college, and you continued with your love for software.
Yeah.
How was it? Was it challenging, just looking at how some of these IT courses are perceived to be mostly for our male counterparts? How was it for you?
So my first encounter after college was very overwhelming.
How so?
I got a job.
Mm-hmm.
I applied for a job, and I had all the qualifications, but when the person who was interviewing me mm-hmm. realized I was a lady, she kinda, she just told me I'm not the candidate they were looking for.
And it was a she.
Yeah, and it really hit me so hard because initially when I applied for the job, I just used my first name and my surname, which is Renice Awuor.
Yes.
If somebody hears the name Renice Awuor, they probably think it's male. And during the interview when she told me that, it really hit me so hard and it demoralized me. I thought I had done the wrong course, and mm-hmm. I thought I had wasted 2 years of my life in college. But I didn't give up.
Yeah.
I continued learning and trying to find online resources. And then I came across an organization in Kibera mm-hmm. that was teaching people technology, business and design. I applied, went for interview, and I passed. It is a 3-month training course. I went through the 3 months because I wanted to feel I belonged somewhere.
Yeah.
Because after what I went through, I wanted a belonging. I wanted to feel that you have a space somewhere. So I went through the 3 months training mm-hmm. where in the training, you were not categorized according to your gender. You are just a person
You're
doing
allowed
IT.
To be you.
Yeah. And then I finished the 3 months training. I joined the apprenticeship program. After the apprenticeship program, I joined their journeymanship where you work with them. Mm-hmm. And the organization is called Tunapanda. It mm-hmm. gave me an opening, it gave me a space to explore, and it gave me a space to build myself.
Yeah.
So given the space, I decided I needed also to empower other people. So I started Code with Girls.
And we'll be getting to that in not too long. But whoever you are, who you told her she cannot do this, kiboko yako iko kwa moto, na hiyo moto unapepetwa hivi na Mungu, inapepetwa iko jikoni. But now, just looking at some of these gender stereotypes that come with such careers, what do you think can be done to sort of just break these gender barriers that people or the society is putting when it comes to such, and especially for our younger girls?
I think it's just creating awareness and normalizing everything, making everything seem normal rather than dividing things this is male dominated, this is female dominated, just making it a norm, mm-hmm. everybody can do anything. Yeah.
And also still looking at the gender stereotypes that are there, maybe from what you have experienced and what you are seeing with the girls that you are working with under Code with Kids in Africa, what are some of those challenges that you find so many young girls face, especially when it comes to pursuing such careers, and even from your own experience?
So most of the students that I'm working with that are female, mm-hmm. they tend to shy away compared to my male students.
Yeah.
Because if most of my female students are very, very smart, but the boys outshine them because they tend to shy away. They want to have 100%.
In terms of being outspoken, and being out there?
Showing what they've worked on, their projects.
Yeah.
They're really shy. I'm not sure why, but I think they need 100% yet when the boys have like 10%, they'll still show it off. They'll be confident about it. So I think it's just something with us girls or us ladies. Yeah.
And looking at the support system that, we usually get, especially starting with our families when it comes to things that we are passionate about and you want to pursue. Let's start with your experience. How was your support system when you were pursuing such a career path that, wasn't considered to be female-like? How was it for you in terms of support?
I got lots of support from my family.
Yeah.
My dad was really, really supportive, and he believed that I could pull anything through. So he wasn't even worried at all, and he told me I'm too smart to handle it. So yeah, the support I received was...
It helped a long way.
Yeah.
So do you think maybe this is one of the problems that our young girls are facing, especially those who you are working with, considering they feel shy to do, they are not as spoken when it comes to doing such things? Do you think the lack of support from the family setup could be one of the problems?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how can we help alleviate this problem just starting from the house?
I think what we can do is like also telling the parent to support their kids on whatever they want to pursue. Because you find maybe a kid says, a girl says, I want to do IT stuff, to do with computers, and the parent will be like, no, I think it's best if you do this other thing. And now, once you tell them that, you have demoralized them. So you haven't given them an opportunity to explore what they really want.
Yeah.
You've just closed their mind into something that they had not decided. Yeah.
As a parent, you're the first one to snip off their wings.
Yeah, true.
All right. And just looking at mentorship and guidance, in every career path, it's always advisable to have somebody who guides you and someone who you look up to. How was it for you? Did you have a mentor in sight or someone you're looking up to, a lady or even a gent for that case, that was helping you just navigate these IT waters?
So somebody I was looking up to was my high school computer teacher, because I really thought she was smart. And also...
Shout out to her.
Mrs. Modama.
Mrs. Modama. Shout out to you wherever you are, Mama. We appreciate you.
And another lady I was looking up to was my lecturer in college. She was called Mary Mujao. She taught me Java. And no matter...
JavaScript. I'm a squito. Write that down.
And no matter how many times I gave her trouble in class, she still believed in me. And yeah, I used to look up to her because she knew so much. Yeah.
She appreciated your love for this and she helped you nurture it.
Yeah, true.
All right. Now let's come to Code with Kids Africa.
Yeah.
At what point did you get to that point where you want to form this club and ultimately bring it to where it is today? What really pushed you to putting it up?
So I started Code with Kids Africa in 2015 after my interview didn't go well.
After that initial interview?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were girled.
Yeah. So it didn't go well. So I started Code with Kids, but it wasn't Code with Kids. It was Code with Girls. And I was teaching my small sister. I was teaching friends. I was just teaching anyone
who was willing to be taught.
Yeah, probably if you are a girl, I'll teach you, because I wanted to empower more girls. But as time passed, I realized what is the importance of empowering a girl and not empowering the other gender.
Yeah.
So I started, and then I switched it from Code with Girls to Code with Kids, so that if these kids, if the boys grew up knowing that women also are into tech, then by the time they are in their 20s or when they are doing their careers, they won't see women as not so techy, but they'll appreciate women who are in tech.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is where Code with Kids Africa came to life.
All right.
Yeah.
And so far since 2015, what are some of those challenges that you have been facing as an organization, especially focusing on kids?
So working with kids is really, really...
It's hard, man.
Yeah. Because kids have a small concentration span.
Yeah.
You have to keep them engaged. That is one of the problems I've been facing, because they'll be doing a project and then they want to switch to another program. Yeah, they get distracted real quick. But another major problem is trying to convince a parent to let their kid stay. They're like, what happens if my kid is learning and you're saying you're using online tools? What are they doing online? Yeah. So convincing a parent why it's important for their kids to learn about IT is really, really hard.
Has been a big challenge.
Yeah.
And where is this organization based, Code with Kids? In which area are you really focused on?
Oh, currently,
geographically speaking.
Currently, my main focus is Kibera. I chose Kibera because kids in Kibera don't have a space to go and learn about IT. their schools are maybe overcrowded and they don't have computer labs. The cybers are male dominated and girls can't really have
A
time
safe
there.
space, yeah.
So like currently I'm just focusing with Kibera, and apart from Kibera I do in-house trainings, but main focus is Kibera. Kibera is the space where I'm working at.
So Code with Kids is based in Kibera.
Yeah.
At least that's where you have started off.
Yeah.
All right. And also looking at, working with kids, it's not always doom and gloom. I'm sure there are those beautiful moments that you've gotten to experience with these kids. And maybe tell us a bit about that, and also the benefits of teaching kids about, coding and all this from such a young age.
Some moments are when a kid makes a story.
Yeah.
One of those awesome moments are when a kid makes a story through programming, which is Scratch, block programming, and they explain what is going on in their community and they're trying to come up with a solution. Each time I see one of my students trying to come up with a solution to solve a challenge they're passing through, it really makes me feel good. Because I'm like, yeah, whatever I'm doing, it's not just going in vain, but somebody is appreciating it and they want to come up with a solution. So those are some of the moments that like capture me and make me feel good and appreciate what I'm really doing.
Yeah.
Other moments is when a parent comes and tells me that their kid knows how to open a computer, type a document. Like if a parent comes and tells you, hey, my son is the one who did this for me, I really feel nice because I know something that I'm teaching is really, really paying
off.
Yeah.
And especially to such a younger generation. Are there any programs that you're working on that also help the teenagers and other categories of the age population that focus on girls? Ama, you have just majorly decided to start with kids?
So when I say kids, I mean from 5 to 18. I think they all fall under the kids category.
Children category.
Yeah, for the schoolers, what I do with them, because them I only interact with them during the holidays, I majorly focus on online safety and teach them how to like protect themselves online, watch out what they're doing, because most of them, apart from coding, they go online, they're on social media, they post stuff. So I still care about them and I want them to stay safe online.
Yeah.
So one of the most of the major courses they do is online safety.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as a parent, I'd also want to know what goes into this thing that you are teaching my child, because I don't want them to be away from school. So school time cannot be interfered with, but I also want them to benefit from this program that you are offering. So how do you just try to blend in this program that you're offering in a way that doesn't interfere with their schooling or their family life and still keep them on board and in check with every other thing that they have to do?
We give these kids different time frames and different timelines. So for example, those who come for Saturday, they only spend 2 hours. And through these 2 hours, whatever they learned in school that was challenging, they get to solve it through technology. If it was a science concept they didn't understand, now they get internet, they research on it, and they come up with a project in regards to what they were doing. So for example, if you had learned something in science that was really hard for you and you didn't understand, you get a chance to browse it online, and then you come up with a project. You have to code a project, and it has to be
around that thing that
it
you
has to
had a
be in
challenge
line with what you had a challenge with. Yeah, and then we also like teach them more about family, because some kids come and say, "Hey, my brother is such a pain." Yeah, so like you also tell them how to handle such things. It's not only about coding; it's about like we are like a family.
Yeah.
If you have a challenge, I'll help you solve it. If I can't solve it, then I'll have to talk to your parent and tell them you are passing through this and this. Because kids always want somebody to talk to, and they want a safe space. So Code with Kids is a safe space where kids can come and talk about anything they're feeling without being judged. It's just a safe space.
It's a safe space for our children. And those are the kind of spaces that we're looking to have more and more, where children can feel safe to talk about what they're going through, because kids go through so much. And according to a research that I came across a while back, children are under so much stress in this generation as opposed to the previous generation. So we need more of the spaces where our kids can be kids and feel free enough to talk about what they're going through. Now, so far, how many girls and boys have you been able to train, and how are they faring on?
So far, I have 17 girls. The number of boys has increased to around 28.
Yeah.
So for the boys in my training, they are really doing well. And I think boys just love a competition because each time they come for class, somebody wants to outshine another person.
Yeah.
Compared to the girls that I have in class, they are like so composed. They want their work to be so perfect because like you can give them an hour of code. The guys will have been finished in 45 minutes. The girls will want it to be so perfect, add stuff to their code. But I love it because they're paying attention to detail, which is something they really need to learn about. So my girls, some of them are outspoken. I have a very outspoken lady, and I really love her so much because she challenges the boys. Because not only does she challenge them in about coding and stuff, but each time they come with their report form, she's always like a top performer. So nobody has ever beaten her grades, and it really, really makes me feel nice.
That's encouraging. Look at you smiling.
Because apart from kids learning how to code, I also want them to do good in their schoolwork. And each time they come with their report forms, I really feel good. Because I see apart from them only performing well in IT, they're also pulling their socks in their grades.
School.
So I really love my students.
Oh, look at her. But how long do you have like a set amount of a period of time that you get to teach a certain concept, or is it a program that lasts for a few months? How is it structured?
So if you join Code with Kids at 5, probably you'll leave Code with Kids at 18.
Wow.
Like there's no limitation like after
to
this,
what you can learn.
After this time you go, you learn until you feel now you yourself feel like I'm contented with what I've learned.
That's enough.
So because technology keeps on changing. So if I say after 3 months you have to leave, then what happens if another new technology comes in? Then it means you're missing out. So we have no limitation to time. Kids learn, but now what we do, you can't learn for an entire day because the space is too small. You have to take 2 hours, and then another person 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours.
Oh, so each student gets 2 hours a day.
2 hours
for
a
as
day.
long as they want. Okay. So how do we get to encourage more girls to just participate in such? What do you think we can do to just make more of this tech-lined careers more appealing to our younger girls?
So one way that I'm trying to work on that is identifying someone's passion. So for example, I have a student who's so much into fashion. So what I always do, I always give her coding projects that are in line with what she loves. So this motivates her to do IT and still pursue what she really loves. So if you identify what a particular lady or a girl loves and you tailor your a project to it, it makes it really, really simple for them to embrace technology.
And to love it and take it on.
Yeah.
Now, looking at how you are doing all this, of course, there are some financial responsibilities that come into play, and there's some partnerships that could go a long way in helping this your organization stay afloat. How do you handle that financial side of things? And, you know, are there any partners that you feel could really come in and help keep this journey going and even take it to another level?
So for the financial part, we don't get to pay rent because I do the sessions at my place. I put a carpet on the floor, bring laptops, and kids get to use. After 2 hours, another slot comes in. So that way I've beat the challenge of rent. So the kids pay. They pay 50 shillings per session, because initially it was 100, but it was training. I lost some students, and when I talked to the parents, they were like, we can't pay 50 shillings. And so they pay 50 shillings per hour, and this 50 shillings goes to running Code with Kids. Me and my other trainers who help me out don't benefit from it. Another way that I'm funding this is any job that I do in regards to training kids. If somebody, because I do in-house trainings, we have Code on Wheels, where parents from Karen, Kilimani call you to go and train their kids in their houses. So they pay 2,000 bob per hour. And in this 2,000 bob per hour, 1,000 shillings goes to Code with Kids. 50% goes to Code with Kids, 50% goes to me. So that is how I'm currently funding Code with Kids. And recently I had people donate. People were donating as little as 50 shillings. so that we get to get more equipments and try to look for our own space.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of support, maybe somebody there is watching us and they're thinking, I want to support you, but it doesn't have to, and they're wondering, okay, how can I do that? Does it have to be cash-wise or equipment, or what are some of the ways that you feel they could go a long way in just helping bring up this project that you have been passionate about?
So our support, the support that we get sometimes are like people come and volunteer. Hey, like I want to spend 2 hour session with these kids. They come and they help in conducting the sessions because mostly it's always one-on-one.
Yes.
You don't do a general class. You do one-on-one basis. So people come and volunteer, help out. We have ads. People donate printer. We have somebody who donated a printer. Some people donated desktops. Like, it doesn't have to be cash-wise. You can donate equipment, you can donate your time, anything, as long as you are supporting and spreading love in Code with Kids.
All right, so it can come, support can come in any form and manner,
Yeah.
as long as it is for the ultimate good of the kids.
Yeah.
Now, for parents also who are watching us and maybe they are within the environments of Kibera or outside, and they're wondering, how do I get my kid to join this? What's the procedure like?
So the procedure is one thing that we always encourage is membership, and our members pay 1,000 shillings per year. So this membership, like we know that you are a Code with Kid member. So for example, if it's a parent who is outside Kibera, then she'll get like a discount on the prices. For example, they have to pay 2,000, they'll get a discount, so they won't pay the 2,000 because their kid is a member. And also, like, for your kid to join, you have to assess them and you have to like see, because some parents are always like, wacha tuwa join huko, ndio at least ni get rid of him or her, but we don't want
To
such
just keep
cases.
them busy, yeah.
So we want to know if the parent is really supportive, if the kid also wants to do this. We also try to see their mindset. Are they willing to do it, or is just what their parents want them to do it? Yeah.
All right. And do they need to come with anything, or just as they are, the kids?
They just have to carry drinking water and snacks.
Feed thy child.
Yeah.
All right. And when it comes to now building more awareness around this, I know we have touched on this, but when it comes to building more awareness on such things that involve the kids in ways that they love, and especially given where you are based, just take this time to speak to parents out there. You know, your kid might be loving this, but you are not able to do so. Is that a part of the population that you are willing to work with? You know, maybe they might be having financial constraints here and there, and even that 50 shillings could be a challenge, but they want their child to benefit from this. What would you say to them?
So for parents out there who want their kids to enroll in Code with Kids, but they feel like the fee is training, we take kids who can't pay. So that's why if a kid in Kilimani is paying 2,000 shillings, it caters for those kids who can't pay. So we never chase kids away. If somebody tags along with their friend and the friend can't pay, then it's up to us to like cater for the cost, because it's so sad when you have to send a kid away because they can't afford the 50 shillings. And whatever I'm offering, or whatever me and my educators are offering to these kids, it doesn't, like, if we give it for free, we're not losing anything. It's still in our mind, it's still in our brains. It's something that we've learned and something we want to share.
Yeah.
And when we are sharing, we are learning even more and more. So if a kid comes and they can't pay, we always like try to assess their background first and see really they can't pay, and then they get free membership and continue learning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how do you think such programs can even be adopted by, let's say, the county government? Because you know there is some funding that is there with the county government. How do you think such programs can be adopted, even in schools, to just help even kids who are not able to come to you, but you can also go to them?
So we have been trying to see how we can work with schools mostly around Kibera.
Yeah.
So one of the challenges that we're facing with that is the schools have a strict timetable, have a strict like curriculum they have to follow. So even if a school says they'll give you 4 p.m., one day 4 p.m., sometimes you find that there's a teacher who didn't finish a lesson, so they want to finish it at that time. So it becomes really straining. But we're trying to work on it and see also how we can involve other students and other schools. And working with the county government, it has never rang my mind. Yeah, yeah, let me just leave it at that.
Yes, but it's something you could consider.
Yeah, it's something I could consider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, as we bring the conversation to a close, maybe to all the parents out there that are watching us and they want to just encourage the children to keep doing this, those who find, especially the girls, those who find IT as a male-dominated or a boys thing, just your advice to them and taking up the challenge and not always abiding by these stereotypes and this glass ceiling that the society has put over young girls.
So I think what's really important is it's letting your kids explore, like giving them a chance to be who they want to be, and just trusting the process. Like, that is my driving force. Whatever happens, happens, but in a good way. So I think parents out there should let their kids explore. And all the young girls out there thinking tech is a male-dominated world, I think I'm here to prove you wrong, because I'm in the tech world, and it's not really tech-dominated. It's not really male-dominated. There's so many women out there doing tech stuff, but they just don't want to come into the limelight because they think we love being in the back. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for making time to be with us this morning. We absolutely appreciate what you are doing. We wish you all the best. Keep at it. Remind us how guys can find you on social media so they can get in touch if they want to offer assistance in whatever shape or manner they can be able to do so.
So you can find us online, Instagram, Code with Kids Africa, Twitter, Code with Kids Africa, Facebook, Code with Kids Africa. And then on my Instagram handle is Renice Awuor, though it's not so active. Yeah.
But you're going to be more active.
Yeah, I'm going to be more active.
All right, there you have it. Check her out. She is Renice Awuor, who is the founder of Code with Kids Africa, an organization that is all about helping our kids learn coding, and especially our young girls, to just let them know that it's not all about the boys. This is an area that is for both boys and girls. So if your kid is inclined to such, allow them the opportunity to get to learn it from a younger age, because they say, samaki mkunje angali mbichi. The earlier you start, the better for your child. Build them and help them navigate through these waters. Thank you so much for making time. We absolutely appreciate you. Karibu sana. Now, Good Morning Kenya does continue, so keep it right here. The hashtag is still Good Morning Kenya, pale Twitter. My handle is Jane Wambui, and of course our SMS number is 20154. We have more coming up after this break, so do stay with us. We'll see you after the break.